What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei, the place to be. Children, Mr. A&D. Back to give you guys a midweek wrestling review, and joining me is not Deion Sanders for Primetime.
What's up? What's up?
Sorry, I say it's coming to you guys a little bit late. I wanted to make sure I got had to fix some things up with the podcast, and I wasn't planning on doing a review of Raw or maybe even Smackdown this week because football came back, and I was busy about doing some other things. But I was like, I do want to try to get a midweek wrestling review out because this was the 1 year anniversary of NXT 2.0. How they do, what kind of matches they put on, what's the future of NXT going to look like, which Triple H and Shawn Michaels have put their foot down. Also on the AEW side, we got to do the go home show right before Arthur Ashe Stadium, which is looking like to be a good stadium show coming up. So I'm excited for it. So we're going to talk about all that right now. So let's start off with NXT, whereas more so we're going to get more of a recap here. We got a steel cage match kicking off the show for the Tag Team Championships. Pretty Deadly taking on the Creed Brothers. I'm a huge fan of the Creed Brothers. They, like I said, I like them in Diamond Mine, but now they have come out on their own a lot, and I'm a big fan of them. I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger of having them come up on the main roster already, because they were tag team champions at one point, right? In NXT, right?
Who?
The Creed Brothers, they were tag team champions in NXT, right?
Yeah, they just lost them.
Yeah, exactly. No. Well, I mean, no, because Pretty Deadly won them at the Worlds Collide thing. So Pretty Deadly.
That's who they lost them to.
Yeah. Okay. Just make sure. Gotcha. Yeah. So I can see it like Raw and SmackDown are in dire need of tag teams still, and I'm just like, do you think the Creed Brothers can get the call?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I would rather them call up Gallus.
I mean, I know we like guys, so I'm saying, but you know, I don't know.
Not that I
because
really like him or not, but I just think Gallus is a more like solid team because they are brothers.
I agree.
Oh, Creed Brothers are brothers too, obviously. But,
yeah, I want to say they're the Creed Brothers.
Gallus has more experience than the Creed Brothers. Creed Brothers are still kind of newish.
Yeah, but for some reason, look, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I'm like, there's a lot of use of Chad Gable lately. And he's been doing these open challenges and then this Alpha Academy thing. I think the Creed Brothers fit right up in Alpha Academy.
I mean, they could, but they're still green though.
Oh, I mean, okay. There's green like what's her name? You know what I'm talking about? The black girl.
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Come on, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The one, Lash Legend. Damn. Why could I have not fucking think of that? Lash Legend. There's Lash Legend green. Okay. Then you got Jay Cargill green, which is like I can still wrestle, put on a match, but I still got a lot to learn about other things. But then it's like after that, it's like the Creed Brothers can put on good matches. They put on excellent matches. They just, you know, I haven't heard them talk too much. Like, you know, they're not really big on talking and stuff like that. That's what you got Gable there for.
Let's see.
Like new team angle. Well, it was a decent cage match until Damian Kemp came down and handcuffed Julius Creed to the top of the cage. So meanwhile, Brutus got double teamed by Pretty Deadly, and then they won the match that way. So. Next matchup they had Phelan Henley taking on Lash Legend. Phelan Henley won that matchup.
Is it Phelan or Fowler? Or Fallon?
Fallon. You know what? Thank you for that. Fallon Henley. I didn't see the backstage stuff with Valentina and Mr. Stone and Von Wagner because I definitely do not give a fuck. But I do. Henley does say to Rose backstage that she is not scared of her no matter how long she's been champion. That kind of couple of segments came down. But the whole Toxic Attraction made their way to the ring to cut a promo. about he dominated NXT the past year. But Alba Fry comes out with the baseball bat. She does the sting and point it right in Mandy Rose's chest. And then they take out takes out Toxic Attraction. And
I would just say, all I'm gonna say is, you need to tell me Satomura can't beat Mandy Rose, but they're gonna try to give it to Alba Fry. I don't believe it.
I think, like I said, I don't know if she plans on staying or not. I think that's the only thing. It's kind of like with Kota Ibushi and the CWC. Like, are they staying or are they going to, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if she's staying.
So that's the whole thing. Cora J has a video package talks about her journey over the past year. And bad about the rest of the roster. Wendy Tues spoke to Mackenzie Michelle about Jade's words, and last night she interrupted the interview to complain about losing to Henley. Doesn't matter. They're just trying to get these women on the show. Quincy Elliott is here, and he defeated Sean Gallagher. Quincy Elliott came out looking like, he had like the whole King Mabel or Viscera type attire with kind of like Stardust / Goldust type gloves, and he beat him with a bonsai drop. Here's the thing, because I want to make sure I be very careful of what I say, because I don't want to be taken out of context here, because I have no... When it comes to homosexual characters in wrestling, I never had a problem with them. Like, I like Goldust. I like Orlando Jordan. I like Velveteen Dream. I'm a huge fan of Velveteen Dream. I even like the world's largest love machine, Viscera, even though he wasn't homosexual. It's something about Quincy Elliott that is just not sticking with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
It don't seem... Okay, this is going to be a... It don't seem natural. Orlando Jordan was a naturally bisexual guy. Darren Young was a homosexual, but I mean, they never did anything with him in a storyline or anything to give him that kind of character. But even when Goldust and Velveteen Dream played their role as homosexual characters, or in between, or bisexual, it doesn't matter. I think I'm gonna use the word bisexual on this one. They were just more convincing in their character. It's something about, and I understand it's NXT. I understand you're developmental and you're getting them to try to get over, but it's something about Quincy that's just not authentic to me. Now, how do you feel about it?
I don't know, because I've been seeing him, and he's got that, like, I think he's trying to be like a diva / like a Lizzo type of person.
Oh, so my question is, like, how you ask questions. My question is, to your personal opinion, like I said, I could be wrong, but this is just from my eyes. But in your opinion, is he coming off natural?
Considering that's how people act nowadays, yes.
Okay. Like I said, once I see more, I'm not giving up on the guy. I'm not saying
because I don't think like if it was an old school character like Goldust, yes, but that's literally how people act nowadays. How younger people, not younger people, but that's how people act, like similar to how that is. So that's why I say yes if you want to talk about how people act, but no if we talk about how like a normal everyday person is supposed to.
Yeah.
Buy or not.
But like I said, I don't know, man. It's something about it. Like, because like I said, I'm a fan of Sonny Kiss from AEW. I mean, they still put him in a bad stable now and try to turn him heel. But other than that, I'm just like, it's something about the Quincy Elliott character that's just not grabbing me just yet. Cameron Grimes and Joe Gacy tagged up to defeat Tony D'Angelo and Channing Lorenzo, or Stacks as they called him. So Gacy and
Two Stacks.
Huh?
2 Stacks, right?
Two yeah, okay. Yeah, 2 Stacks. So Gacy inserted himself into the match, and Grimes was not really started with Grimes out a partner, and then it's like, okay, well, Gacy attempts to win, but he's trying to lure Cameron Grimes into this whole cult-looking thing. I'm just like, I'm over Joe Gacy. That's how it is. The Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark's team back up to take on Ariana Grace and what was it? Kyna James.
I don't know.
I don't know who that is either, but I mean, they're back in action. Of course, Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark's one of your favorite tag teams, so. Well, I didn't see the shit backstage, and then Grayson Waller was pissed that he isn't in the finals to be voted as top star of the year for NXT 2.0. Hank Waller defeated Javier Benal by pinfall. Braun Breaker won the star of NXT 2.0, which you knew was going to happen. And it was supposed to be Wesley taking on Carmelo Hayes for the North American Championship, but Wesley does not come out. It ends up being Solo Sikoa, and everybody's like, okay, wait, he's part of the bloodline now, but now he's back on NXT.
Yeah, they beat him. They beat him up.
Who, you said they beat him up? What you talking about?
Wesley.
Oh yeah, Wesley. Poor Wesley.
They beat him up and slammed his head in the locker.
Oh, poor Wesley.
I say slammed it like they put his neck in there, slammed his neck in the locker. That joke was funny, actually.
So Skull comes out, and him and Carmelo Hayes have a good match for the North American Championship. He hits him with a Uranage, and hits him with a Uso Splash, and wins the North American Championship, bringing more gold to prove to himself to the bloodline. So I think what's going to happen is now that Sosa Code is going to be doing NXT and SmackDown stuff. He has to. I mean, you're going to have an NXT championship and not go back down there.
Yeah, you can.
So you're saying that he going to just keep the championship on SmackDown and not go back to NXT to defend it?
Swerve had the belt for like 5 months, ain't defended but one time.
But Swerve was on NXT the whole time.
I know, but I'm saying.
And then when he was on the main roster, he definitely had a match, him versus Carmelo Hayes, and him cashing that contract in for winning the breakout tournament.
So I'm saying Solo Sikoa can probably come back every 2 or 3 weeks. Which I personally I don't like him winning the NXT belt only because like you find people like he just fought Drew McIntyre and now he's going back to fight like NXT people. It's kind of like, all right, I guess
Okay,
but. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I feel like they either might try to obviously add gold so that Simi can't be, so that they can kick him out, or Simi wins the 24/7 championship but just thinks that he's, at the same level as everybody else.
Gotta find a way to pin Dana Brooke. They don't like having that kind of violence on TV these days. But yeah, guys, that was NXT 2.0, the 1 year anniversary. So afterwards, they did like a montage with HBK doing a talk over the montage of what this past year was for NXT and how they won. And then you see the NXT 2.0 logo, and then it's getting traced by this like gold laser, and then it drops to 2.0 and it just says NXT gold and black. Like it still kept the new NXT logo from 2.0. But like I said, the font from it. But then it looked like they turned back to the black and gold. And bruh, am I excited? I knew, no matter what he says online or whatever the case may be, Triple H does not want that rainbow shit in his NXT. And it was going to be a matter of time before he sit there and change that shit.
Now, with this under Triple H's control, do you think this can be an actual third brand that they take seriously, as in like it's a canon third brand, or do you think it's still gonna be like you get call ups?
I think right now it needs to be NXT needs to be the developmental and the call up place right now. I mean, yes, it is. I think it can go a little bit of both, because I think when you go get a little bit more veterans, you start signing more veterans and more indie people again, they can help out this younger talent. But right now, that roster alone is full of main roster guys and still getting their feet wet, wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
So as of right now, it'll be hard to call them a third brand because it's like for instance, say they did Survivor Series and another 3-way Raw, SmackDown, NXT. You ain't really, other than your main event scene, you ain't got nobody.
Yeah.
So that's the unfortunate part. But now I'm excited for it. But now it's time to move on to AEW Dynamite. It's Wednesday, and you do know what that means. We are right here going the go home show to the champion to Arthur Ashe Stadium, which is next week, the stadium show, and we kick off when it comes to the Grand Slam Tournament of Champions. Jon Moxley taking on Sammy Guevara in the opening matchup, and William Regal's on commentary to join for this matchup as well. So the matchup was pretty good, like from a Sammy and Moxley matchup. There was no blood involved or anything like that. So the fast forward through the matchup, Moxley hits a high angle Death Rider on Sammy and wins the matchup, which everybody kind of knew he was going to win the match anyway, because you want shit. I don't want my Blackpool Combat Club members as Blackpool Combat Club members, so.
I mean, Sammy shouldn't even advanced in the first place, but all right.
Well, who would you have?
I mean, I would have had him and Darby rather than Sammy, but all right.
You know what? I agree with that too. 'Cause I'm like, I understand Darby. He still gets over with the cheers and everything like that. But I'm like, time to start pushing that man a little bit harder. Put him in some scenarios, man. I think. So we can excel in it. Moving on, we got MJF came out to the ring, and he comes out there and talks about it's 7 days, Jon Moxley, 7 long days I haven't slept a wink since you came toe to toe last week. It's because I saw the look in your eyes, and you got the look of a man with no fear, and it pisses me off. You must have me confused with somebody else. I'm not the same kid that I was the last time we crossed paths. I'm not playing a character, John. You are. You're a joke. But while he does do that, he ends up talking about that, and he's introducing his new faction when he brings out Stokely Hathaway. And Stokely Hathaway comes out with all the people. He comes out with the Gun Club, William Morrissey. I don't know who the black guy is with the green hair. Do you know who that is?
Lee Moriarty.
That's what. Damn. Lee Moriarty. I didn't recognize him with the green hair.
I don't even know why he has green hair, but all right.
So after he introduces everybody, and so Harry comes out there with his own mic and everything like that. He says, then MJF says, Moxie, go ahead, go to in case you were playing it. Make no mistake, the title is mine. When you go rehab for your demon and you're hungover, so he's making shots at him for being hungover and stuff like that. And then Stokely Hathaway comes, like I said, and they now know what the name of the group is called. It's called the Firm. So another faction that we have going on in AEW. I'm not mad at it, but I'm just like, that's a weird set of people.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, and that's right. Damn, Ethan Page is part of it. I'm just like, so he went from America's top team Morrissey. To this. Yeah, it's just a Morrissey, the Gun Club, Lee Moriarty, Ethan Page, and that's it, right?
Well, I think so. It's like 6 of them.
Okay. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it was too soon for that or not, but I gotta see what the Firm brings, because anytime you get these big ass factions, the Pinnacle or the Hardy Family Office, or when you have all this kind of stuff like that, people tend to get lost up in the shuffle.
Yeah, I think some people are in it just because.
Just because they need something fucking to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm not going to pay everything so yeah we said, but that's just the gist of it. We have Jungle Boy Jack Perry open contract matchup, and Jay Lethal takes it on. So we got Jungle Boy versus Jay Lethal. That's still a pretty good matchup, but Jungle Boy hits the snare trap on Jay Lethal, makes Jay Lethal tap out. So I know they're gonna try to build Jungle Boy because I thought they would have Jungle Boy taking on Luchasaurus in Grand Slam.
They not. I thought they were, but okay.
I mean, I don't know. I got to look at the lists of matches on the websites like that, but right now ain't nothing come up about that matchup. So, yeah. So you put them in situation. So we get highlights of Hook and Action Bronson training for their match next week. First of all, I didn't know Action Bronson trained or did anything like that for wrestling.
I did not either.
Because here's the thing, Action Bronson used to be like a fat guy.
Okay.
Yeah, like he had a. I'm pretty sure this is the same white guy that
big pun Action Bronson.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same guy that my wife was showing me that had a channel where they would go around different hoods and eat and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, damn, if he get in shape to come back and wrestle, like I just don't know. Period. So, Ethan Page here gonna make an example out of Dan Housing on Rampage on Friday. Please, Matt Hardy challenges Darby Allin to a match this Friday at Rampage. Why? Powerhouse Hobbs is out there to face a jobber, and he beats him less than a minute with that spine buster. Thank you for this. Yeah, but then he busts his mouth, and then he gets on the mic and starts talking about Ricky Starks. Don't get me wrong, Ricky's tough. I spent 21 months in the trenches with Ricky grinding, but at all out, it only took 4 minutes and 35 seconds to beat him. Now, that's the chapter. Now that chapter is closed on Ricky Starks. It's time to open up a new chapter in the Book of Hobbs. It starts tonight. But Ricky Starks said, no, bro, no, play it. And they done, yeah, Ricky Starks came down the steps in the arena. And he jumped the ring. And then started beating up on Hobbs. And then he used like the microphone and everything. And then this, just basically we had a little fight going on. I know this feud's not over. They don't look like they're getting a match at Grand Slam, so they might as well try.
Yeah, I think Stark's gonna win that.
I don't think they got a match.
Whatever they have a next match, Starks is gonna win it.
Okay. AEW World Tag Team Championship match, because why not put one on right now? The Lucha Bros taking on Swerve and Our Glory. This is pretty good, but this is meant to give Swerve and Our Glory a win before they go on Arthur Ashe. And then the Acclaim get ready to come out. And let's see. Oh yeah, after they win, the Acclaim come out and talk to me, yo, don't ever interrupt my rap again. So Swerve, roll your partner to New York City, and I want to have a rematch. And everybody was so hyped about the rematch. So that's what's gonna be at Grand Slam. It's gonna be Swerve and I go taking on the Acclaim.
Yeah.
AEW Inter Women's Championship. Toni Storm and Athena. Oh, there's Athena, y'all. Taking on Serena Deeb and Britt Baker after Jamie Hayter left Britt Baker. This matchup was fine. Athena was the one selling and taking all the kind of the bumps and stuff like that. As Toni Storm was trying to set for a finish, Rebel Reba, whatever she want to call herself, holds the chair up in the corner. They ram Toni Storm's head into the chair, and Serena Deeb pins Toni Storm for the win. So she pins the champion, and now at Grand Slam it's going to be a fatal four-way between all four women in that matchup.
That's Oh my god!
I'm dead serious. It's back to another fatal 4-way. I was just like, after they just had the tag team match.
Can we just take Britt Baker out of the situation?
I like to put Jamie Hayter back in there. First of all, why not just have Britt Baker take on Jamie Hayter, you know, and then go with that storyline? But yeah, no, Britt Baker's still there. Main event time. We have the Wizard, Chris Jericho, taking on the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, in an excellent main event matchup. I enjoyed it. And make sure you guys go back see it. Danielson chopped and beat Jericho's chest to shit. Jericho, from his top to his shoulders, all the way down to that hole in his chest, was red and purple. Like from the kicks and the chops that Bryan Danielson was giving him, was wearing on that man's body pretty hard. It was actually like disgusting to watch at one point.
Mm-hmm.
What this? I don't know which came first. I think the Wall Jericho came first, but Bryan got out of it, puts him in the labella lock, and then Jericho eventually does tap out. So Bryan Danielson will take on Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley came down, and then they're both Blackpool Combat Club members, so they kind of shook hands, and then it's just we go on a Rampage, and we can wait for our third stadium next Saturday. So or next Wednesday. So, in your opinion, who had the better show this week, Prime?
I would still say AEW, but I think NXT might start getting better after they make the transition.
Yeah, I hope they go back to Full Sail. I hope they go back, go back to the black and gold.
Technically, somebody called out. They said it's not black and gold. The logo is technically white and gold. So,
I get. I'm actually gonna pick. Dynamite gets the slight edge over me because I did enjoy the 2.0 history of NXT, but time to go backwards, y'all. We do something better. So post any comments down below how you guys feel about it. Hit the like button if you guys enjoy our review. Hit the subscribe button for more right here on NC Studios. So once again, it's NC in place. We chose him saying and not Deion Sanders for prime time.
All right, y'all.
All right, and the Nerd Coalition is out.